Texas Kosher BBQ. Stay tuned, because Taped with Rabbi Doug is next.
We're gonna see Rabbi Doug. We're gonna see Rabbi Doug. We're gonna see Rabbi Doug on your TV tonight.
But Daddy, I want to watch Monday Night Football.
Forget about Monday Night Football. There's no other thing we're gonna watch on Monday but Rabbi Doug. Yeah, Rabbi Doug on TV tonight. We're going to see Rabbi Doug. Oh, everybody talk about that.
Shalom and welcome to Tapes with Rabbi Doug. I'm here with Howard Kedzie, Goldfeder, and I am here in front of the truck, the Texas Kosher BBQ. Chaim is from Dallas, Texas. This truck, which is a traveling kosher restaurant, goes around the country under the hashgacha, the kosher supervision of Dallas Kosher Rabbinate, and here they are preparing food to prepare for Chicago today, Arab Shabbos Thursday for tomorrow. And tell me, how long have you been doing this, Chaim?
So I started as a hobby about 8-9 years ago, smoking, and we started really small. We eventually bought ourselves our first small vertical Brinkman smoker. We started on that. A couple years later, my son and I, who was I think 8 or 9 at the time, we spent the summer, we actually built our own smoker, because you're not a true Jedi until you build your own lightsaber. So we built our own smoker, we started cooking on that, we bought another one, a real one after that. Continued smoking, people started asking me about, hey, you selling this, you're not selling this. We started developing a little bit. I went out and bought my first big smoker from a company out of East Texas, out of Tyler, Texas, called East Texas Smoker Company. They built me a stick burning reverse flow pit. Holds about 200 pounds of meat at a time. It was on its own 13-foot by 8-foot trailer. We traveled around with it, we did some smoking, we did some things with it, had a great time with it. I actually still have it. My wife almost left me because of the money I spent on it, but Baruch Hashem, things are working out, doing well. Last summer we went out on a road trip. We covered about 7 cities, 5,000 miles with the smaller smoker, and we also had a cargo trailer with us.
So at that time, when you first started to travel and do this, were you traveling and just setting it up, you know, by itself as a place, like near a tent or near a place that you could do it?
Right, so what we would do is, we started the business about 3 years ago. Last summer we took it on the road. We would call different shuls and organizations and say, hey, we're traveling through, would you like to host us? And they're like, well, what do we have to do? I'm like, just advertise, let your people know. We go to smaller cities throughout the Southwest, Southeast, and we'd set up, we'd have tents we'd set up, and we'd start cooking and we'd start selling.
So how did it become this big truck trailer and all the refrigeration and the ovens and the smokers and everything in it? How did it come to that, and when did you do that?
So we came back from our trip last year. We had 2 vehicles. We were hauling 2 different trailers, my smoker trailer and a cargo trailer with all our equipment and everything. And I had an investor come to me and they said, pros and cons of your trip. And I told him, I said, it was taking us forever to set up, forever to take down. It was costing us money and labor, time, effort. He's like, well, what can we do to fix this problem? And I said, well, a trailer would be great. And so he said, all right, let's go ahead and let's do this. And so we went to, did a lot of research, found a company out of Georgia, Southern Dimensions Group. They're one of the only places in the country that actually build the trailers from the ground up. They're actually the manufacturer of the trailer. I told him what I needed. I told him my specs. I put him in touch with my friends at East Texas Smoker Company. Explained to them what I was looking for, what my problems with my old smoker were, as far as flare-ups and grease fires, and they came up with a brand new design for us. It acts as a reverse flow. Anybody who's a smoker understands what that is. No flare-ups, and they custom built this pit. They were in touch with Southern Dimensions Group. They got together, we went out, we picked it up. We stopped in East Texas. They actually had to forklift the pit in. We thought it was going to weigh about 1,800 pounds. It weighs in at close to 3,000 pounds.
Wow.
Which caused us some trouble with the trailer, but we were able to fix it and manage it. And we came back and we started cooking.
Wow.
And we have a kitchen out of Dallas. That's our main commissary. So when we're on the road, we're cooking. We can cook from up to, we serve 700 people on the road for a catered event. We can serve 800-900 people on a pop-up like today.
This is wild. So tell me, what is the advantage of getting this rather than buying a self-contained food truck that you can cook in, such as Mills here in Chicago does, and travels to different locations for a daily basis to serve food? I presume the space is much larger, you have much more refrigeration and stuff like that. But did you look at those things too?
Sure, we're designed to be on the road for a lot longer period of time. A smaller truck wouldn't have the equipment that we needed to be on the road for a long time. This is probably one of the first times Southern Dimensions Group put in as much refrigeration as they did. We have a lot more refrigeration than most other places would have. We have more ovens than most places would just have one oven, one stove top, a fridge, small freezer. We actually added to that, and so we're able to go out for longer periods of time, work longer, actually produce food out of here, full menus. We've done things for the convention centers out in Dallas, 3 or 4 days serving 150, 200 meals a day, various menu items, and we're able to not just barbecue, and we're able to punch that out, get it together, get it served all out of this mobile kitchen.
Wow. Well, let's talk about some other aspects. Let's start with the Dallas Kosher Supervision. Here you are in Chicago, Illinois. How does Dallas Kosher Supervision continue to give you their certification while you're in another state and traveling?
I've been in this industry a very long time. I actually worked in kosher's for many, many, many years. In fact, if I'm not doing this and they need some help, I'll actually work as a mashgiach on other venues. So there's a little bit of that. I travel with a full-time mashgiach to meet with me. He's always here. He's always on site. He's the guy who's here overnight cooking, making sure everything's doing okay. Dallas Kosher checks in with me constantly.
Sure.
They're getting calls also. They're getting calls from my venues, and they're getting calls from customers who are like, who are you? What do you do? What's your hashgacha? Tell us about this guy who's traveling. And so they know where we are, mostly because they're getting calls from those area codes.
Now you're traveling with a lot of meat, and I want to talk about kosher meat for a second. Kosher meat has to be bought in a place that has shchita, that has freezers, that the meat is already koshered, ready to be taken out and cooked either fresh or frozen to frosted, and so on and so forth. And if you're serving 900 people, you need a lot of meat. So how do you travel with enough meat to do your work? Where do you get your meat from? I'm sure you start out in Dallas, you get your meat from your Dallas kosher meat suppliers. But how do you do it when you're traveling from town to town to town? You have to run out of meat after some trips.
We do. So what we do is we actually, on the back of our pickup truck, we actually put another 15 cubic foot freezer on there that runs off a generator. So we have a lot of space. A lot of it is planning and trying to figure out how many people we're going to serve and where, and what we need to cook. Managing that, sometimes we run out, and it happens. It's not like a hamburger where 5 minutes later I can now make you another burger. We're talking 18, 20 hours smoked brisket, chickens. They take a long time to cook. So we try and manage it. So we picked up in Dallas, we'll pick up in Lakewood, we'll go up to the Bronx in New York, pick up. Actually, Jewel was phenomenal with us today.
In Evanston.
In Evanston, the Jewel here in Evanston. I called him a couple weeks ago. I spoke to Tommy, the meat manager, who was more than helpful, was phenomenal for us. Told him what I needed, told him exactly how I wanted it. He got it for me, processed it for me, gave me a great deal on it, and so we have meat for Chicago.
This is incredible. Tell me something, how did you learn to do this professionally and serve. You didn't grow up as a caterer as a young kid.
Actually, my first job, I was 15. I was a pot washer. Swore I'd never go into the food industry again after that summer, and continued to do the food industry for 27 years. I've been in and out of food, worked as a caterer, restaurants, front end, back end, cook, chef. Done everything really in the kosher food industry.
Very cool.
Scars to prove it from delis I've worked at and everything else. And then barbecue is a whole different ballgame. And what I learned is you gotta love it. If you don't love what you're doing, I think it's in anything that shows in your product. And in all my years, I haven't loved doing what I'm doing until I started doing barbecue. That was a true love for me. It was a lot of trial and error, a lot of wasted brisket.
A lot of investment.
A lot of investment, a lot of time, a lot of effort. I don't read a lot of books about it because I don't want to know how other people do it. We started developing our own thing. I have a guy who lives up the street from me who's been cooking non-kosher barbecue for 30 years, and he's kind of helped me out. Shout out to Marshall Cooper, Dallas, Texas. Thank you. Really been a big help to me. Talking about it, we've been sitting talking about cooking all the time and figuring it out. We try different things, and over the years, we've just really developed our own special spice rub, our own methods, our own wood. Everything else that we do is really my kind of signature. Talk to people about it, get some ideas from them. It's just a lot of talking and listening and learning and loving it.
Let's talk about the logistics of bringing a truck into other cities. There have to be permits, licenses, there have to be fees in a lot of places that go along with those. Because you can't just set up a food truck and sell food anywhere you go. How does that work? How do you set that up?
It is a real pain. But it's a necessary evil for us. So we'll find out the municipality. Some require food permits, some don't. If they require food permit, we'll contact the city, we'll submit all our information, we'll answer any questions for them. Sometimes we'll send them pictures, we'll send them videos of the trailers so they kind of see what we're working with. We pay the fees, we take care of that, we're all good.
This is great. Well, we want to go into the kitchen of the truck, which is in front of us. We want to see what you're preparing. We want to talk about the different foods that you serve and offer and kind of what you do. So stay with us here on Tape with Rabbi Doug. Howard Chaim Goldfeder. This is the Texas Kosher BBQ, and join us inside.
Hi, this is Avram Fried. You're watching Taped with Rabbi Doug.
All right, we are entering the Texas Kosher BBQ truck. You see they have their sinks, and obviously the sinks, you have a tank that collects all the water and
so
stuff
we have
afterwards.
a 40-gallon fresh water tank. We have a 50-gallon gray water tank. We can also hook up to a regular hose line to run off the city water if we can. If not, we're fully self-sufficient. Everything runs off of, we have a Honda Quiet Run generator to run all our electric, our pumps, everything else, our cooking equipment.
And you have fire protection equipment also, obviously. Yeah, oh, right here behind us.
It's a full restaurant suppression system.
And do you hire staff when you go to certain cities, or does your staff all travel with you?
So most of the time, we just bring, I have two of my guys, my mashgiach, Reuven Travis, and Jesse Shamka, who travels with us all
And we're
the
going to
time.
meet them in a minute.
We're going to meet them. This year I picked up my cousin out of New York, and I picked up another person who was willing to work with us, Tzvi Silverman, who was willing to travel with us, learn a little bit, have some fun with us in Lakewood, and he's traveling with us, and then they travel with us, and I fly him home at the end.
So let's look inside here a little bit. I see you have refrigerators here. We're making over here, this is pot pie, huh?
Chicken pot pie.
Chicken pot pie. So you cut now these round pieces of dough.
Puff pastry.
Puff pastry.
Pre-cut them just so it kind of evens up.
And you are who are you?
Reuven Travis. I'm
You're
the
Reuven
full-time
Travis.
mashgiach.
You're the mashgiach we talked about. Very nice.
Sure. So what we did here, just to go over it a little bit, we had a bunch of, we have some smoked chickens that we smoked 6-7 hours that we pulled off the pit. We pull it all off the bone. We mix it up with some of our vegetables. We use some fresh corn, some carrots, peas, mix it up, top it off. So this is actually, it's a little twist on the pot pie. It's a smoked chicken pot pie. So it has a different kind of flavor. So you get a little bit of that barbecue flavor, as well as that home-style goodness of a pot pie. So Southern Hamish cooking.
Now, do you sell things that are half cooked or started for people to take home and cook themselves, or is everything here fully cooked when it leaves?
Most things are fully cooked, depending where we are and what we're doing. We'll cook things, 80-90%, knowing that they're taking it home for Shabbos, heating it up. When people pick up, even here, things are going to be mostly cooked for Shabbos, and we'll tell them exactly how to heat it up and get it done.
Very nice, very nice. How long do these pot pies actually cook once you put them back into the oven?
45 minutes.
About 45 minutes, maybe an hour, depending on how hot the oven's actually burning. Depends what else is running. The propane tank only is so big, so it's a matter of what is running.
I see you have in here, you have a lot of things wrapped up and already cooked, and some things not wrapped up. Wow.
Some ribs, briskets. We have some ribs up here. We have more briskets on the pit. These came off the pit a few hours ago, and we put them in here.
Very nice. And you guys make your own salamis?
Actually, no. I'm going to tell you, we picked that up in Hackensack, New Jersey. A friend of ours, Ari White from the Wandering Q, who's another guy who travels around most of the New York, New Jersey area, and he started making his own salamis and sausages. So I was there a couple weeks ago, and we picked one up, and we decided, hey, let's hang it and see what we got.
People come to Chicago, of course, just to buy Romanian sausages and Romanian hot dogs and Romanian salamis and take them home with them. And my family, because we're in Chicago, those are always available. We like to go to Cleveland, where a lot of the delis, butchers there make their own stuff, just for a different change of homemade stuff.
So on the way up here, Jesse stopped in Baltimore on the beginning of our trip, stopped another old Baltimore establishment, Wasserman and Lemberger. Is a phenomenal butcher. It's owned now by Mr. Benjamin, who's owned it by 30 years now. Old Swiss style butcher, makes a lot of his own stuffs, Aufschnitz, meats, and jerkies and everything else, and he makes his own salamis and hot dogs, and he usually makes a little bit bigger hot dog. We asked him for a certain size, and he made it for us, and we love his hot dogs.
Wow, so right here,
Speaking of the hot dogs that he made for us, here's our hot dogs that we're grilling up. We also have some of our baked Texas beans in there, and our Texas chili, and all beef chili right here.
Wow. And the beans and the chili are separate right now?
There are no beans in the chili.
No beans in the Texas chili.
We don't put beans in chili. So we make two different products. One's a Texas baked bean. It's not a sweet bean. It's actually, we call it our prison beans. It's just straight bean, some spicing, some fresh veggies. That's about it. A little jalapeno, so it's got a little kick to it. Our chili, depending where we are, Jesse flavors it a little differently. We have Texas hot, we have East Coast hot.
Wow.
East Coast hot is about Texas medium.
And these hot dogs came from where?
These came out of Baltimore, Wasserman and Lemberger, Baltimore.
Wow. Very nice. So tell me who you are.
I'm Jesse Shamka from Dallas, Texas.
Jesse, and you're the chef?
We're all.
You all share that.
Everybody here carries equal weight.
Very nice. And what's your name?
Steve Silverberg. He picked me up in Lakewood, New Jersey.
And so you came to travel with them and work with them?
Yes.
Very nice, very nice.
And if you'll continue the tour this way, this is the best part right back here.
Right. We're in the smokers. Wow.
We've got some briskets on the smoker right here. Below the briskets, we've got some chicken and ribs over there.
Chickens.
Wow. So do you sell cut up chickens and whole chickens?
Yeah. So we always cook them whole. Everything gets cooked whole. We'll butcher it on the line for you. A lot of people request dark meat only because they want it juicy and tender. FYI, white meat almost as tender and juicy as you're going to find anywhere else in dark meat.
Wow.
You want to try a little bit of brisket?
Sure.
It's 10 o'clock. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Let's try.
I had my coffee about an hour ago, so I think I'm okay.
Yeah, let's have a brisket, Ruben, if you don't mind.
Give me a second, pair of gloves, feet. Thank you.
This is really incredible, and these chicken pot pies look like they're going to be unbelievably delicious. Just looking at them before they're cooked. And these are standard 7-inch pie pans?
These are 7-inch pie pans that we use. Depends where we are, what we're serving. We'll make them smaller, bigger. We usually used to make them for at home. We do some restaurant nights out of our commissary. So, you know, it's a popular item. People like it. We figured we got some chicken. Let's whip them up today for everybody.
Wow.
So, this is our standard brisket. It's a whole brisket that we're cooking, that we cook. We don't just cook the second cut, which is the fattier part. We're cooking the whole brisket, and then we carve it up. So the ends are usually the best part. We call them, it's the burnt end. A lot of flavor in there.
Wow. Wow.
There's a lot left, right, so you felt that, you tasted that, there's some flavor in there.
And it's not tough.
Right, here, try this one out. We're gonna make you fat before you leave here. This comes off the second cut. It's gonna be a little bit fattier. It's gonna be a lot less, it probably needs a little bit more time, but the flavor's there. It's a lot more flavor. There's a lot of fat coming through that second half. So we'll just cut that up. True test of barbecue is the pulling. Pulls right apart. Great flavor. Great look. If you notice, around the edge of it, there's a reddish ring around it.
I do see that.
Right, so a lot of people are like, oh my God, it's raw. And I'm like, well, how could it be raw on the inside and cooked on the outside and cooked on the inside? So that's actually the smoke ring. That's where the smoke is penetrating in. We use a blend of hickory and mesquite wood, and it penetrates in. Our chickens will also have a pink tinge to it. We get a lot of people, oh my God, my chicken's raw. And I'm like, no, it's not. It's been cooked for 8 hours. I guarantee it's not raw, but it does have a pink tinge to it, and it is a mistake that a lot of people make. Let's see what else we got.
So these briskets are from what part of a cow?
Briskets are from on the shoulder, the chest area, the front end. You only get 2 per cow. So today we cooked about 26 briskets. 13 cows had to die for us today, and we're okay with that. So
That's business. Wow, so what are we opening up now?
So these are some of our short ribs that we cook.
Wow.
They're not fully ready yet. We go a little bit longer on them, but this is also going to have a little bit different flavor to them. Just different fat contents and a lot richer.
That is delicious.
It's a lot more rich, a richer flavor for it. There's just a lot more fat coming through it.
Sure. Wow, that is really delicious. Really delicious. So what other meats besides briskets and ribs as far as beef?
So sometimes, depending on the client, we'll do, today we'll take some brisket also, we'll shred it up, add a little bit of barbecue sauce to it to bind it. Texas barbecue is our style. We cook Central Texas barbecue style. There is no sauce on it. It's all a dry rub. The only time we use sauce is when we shred our brisket. People will ask for sauce. It's okay. Put it on the side. Don't put it on yet. It's like when your mom cooks something for you at home and you put salt on it before you taste it. It's chutzpah.
Yeah. No, I hear you. Oh, so this is your rub.
This is our rub. We make our own. We make our own dry rub. It's my own blend. Just regular general spices. Nothing super fancy about it at all. It just over the years I've developed different mixtures of it that we like, and different spicing: salt, pepper, garlic, sugar, a little brown sugar, chili powders, paprika, and that's what we really put on everything. We call it our super spice.
Wow, that's incredible as well. So let me ask you, because you're the mashkiach and cooking and everything, how long have you been doing this, first of all?
So I actually grew up interesting. I grew up across the street from Chaim, my boss's cousin. So I started in the business when I was about 12, working for him. Small little things, and then I joined the military. I was getting out of the military. Chaim called his cousin and said, "Oh, you know this guy Ruben Travis?" I said, "Yeah, sure." He's like, "Hire him now." So Chaim called the Rabbi Basher in Dallas and says, "What can we do about getting this guy to work?" how do we go about so? So Rabbi Klein and I got in touch, started speaking to him, started training under Chaim for a little bit. He spoke to Rabbi Klein, he trained me, his rules and regulations of kashrus. I'm constantly in contact with him on a daily basis. Questions, concerns, Rabbi, is this good, is this no good? It's part of it. Traveling the country, you'll find different kosher symbols that you've never seen. Back in Dallas, like we know what's there. So being in different cities, here, for instance, I know for the most part you call CRC app. So it's been interesting.
Sure, very nice. Wow. These hot dogs look unbelievable off the grill there.
Oh, yeah.
That grill is, at what temperature do you think?
I got my temp. Could we get temp it up right now? No,
Yeah.
we got we got the laser temp.
Oh, it's true.
Wow. Very cool.
Yeah, we're about 500 certain spots, depending where we are.
Wow.
600. Yeah.
Look at that. Unbelievable. And you have a deep fryer.
We have a deep fryer.
So what do you deep fry meat? What do you do with the deep
Oh
fryer?
gosh, no. Actually, we do. Certain meats we do. Sometimes we'll make. We have a Texas specialty we did at Lakewood a couple weeks ago. I think it was a couple weeks ago. We were at our good friend Yosef Butterpool at Southside Sandwich Shop. So if you're in Lakewood and you like barbecue, you don't show up, say hello to my friend Yosef, order some barbecue. He's a great guy, has a great barbecue guy, loves what he does. We actually set up shop outside of his shop and we sold barbecue together and had a great day together. So we did, on that day, we did some Texas fried steak, which is basically fried chicken, southern fried chicken, but instead of chicken, it's beef. So we fry that. We do chicken tenders. Today we actually have some smoked wings that are going to come off the pit. We're going to deep fry them real quick, get them a little crunchy, and toss them in a little bit of hot sauce.
Wow.
So we're going to have some smoked hot wings today. We use it a lot of times. We have French fries as a side. We'll use it. We'll make all sorts of different things with it. Corn fritters, hot wings.
Very nice.
All sorts of things. Sometimes we'll take our chopped meat and deep fry that as well.
This is so cool. This has been such an incredible experience, just experiencing what you do here. Tell me, what cities are in your summer of 2017 travel schedule?
So we did Atlanta, Savannah, Baltimore, Clifton, New Jersey. We took a break for a few weeks during the 3 weeks. After the 9 days, we started back in Elizabeth. We went to Lakewood. From Lakewood, we went to Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Cincinnati, Chicago. We're in Chicago today. Yeah, okay. And Sunday we're going to be in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and then God willing, we're going to head home and get some rest.
Wow, this is just great. Well, I can't thank you enough for being on the show. I can't thank all of your staff for enough for being with us. And this has been one incredible experience. Texas Kosher BBQ.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it,
thank you
Rabbi.
so much. You check them out. If you want information about where they're going, send us an email, info@tvrabbi.com. We will forward that email to them and get you their schedule for travels throughout the year as you go on. If you want to check out our shows from the past, www.tvrabbi.com, which also has our schedule when we air on TV all over the Midwest. And of course, we're on 24/6 right here on the internet as well. I want to thank you, Chaim, for being on the show. Texas Kosher BBQ, thank you all to the staff. Give yourselves a hand. Woo! Hope to see you next time right here on Taped with Rabbi Doug. Shalom, everyone.
Thank you.
This has been a Taped with Rabbi Doug production.